Hey guys, Dr. Kahu here, welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be doing a new what if, and that is, what if Naruto was a Uchiha? Part 1. Now as usual guys, if you guys can please like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, leave the bell notification on so you guys can be the first to get my new content. And I'm just going to let you guys know, I know these are short, but I'm also going to see some, okay guys. And on that, I apologize that I actually haven't made any videos. I've been too busy, to be honest, moving into my new house. So once I get fully set up, I'll be making more and more videos, okay guys? So yeah. But yeah, without further ado guys, let's get into this new type of what if, and that is, what if Naruto was a Uchiha? Part 1. Now let's begin. So a quick origin, Minotaur is going to be half Uchiha, half Namikaze, and due to his blonde hair and blue eyes, not having the actual black hair and dark eyes that the Uchiha does, Minotaur lived next to with his Namikaze family, but being a really close relative to Fugaku Uchiha himself, they're cousins, and so they have their mutual respect for each other. Now Minotaur grew up roughly the same, exactly the same like in canon, to the point where he's an absolute prodigy, and he's just such a talented shinobi. One thing, major difference though, was Minotaur has trained with the Sharingan and has only briefly awakened the Mangekyo ever in his life. That's it, but he's never used it fully. But bearing in mind he can use the Sharingan to extreme proportions, mixing that with his swift release and his flying Raijin, Minotaur is a monster. Very powerful at Genjutsu, very powerful. And so Minotaur is considered one of the best Sharingan users in the village. Not seen since Madara. And so the story progresses while Minotaur marries Kushina, they have Naruto, and the Ninetales attack happens. So now you got a brief origins, let's begin with the story. Now when Obito holds baby Naruto, and what happens is Minotaur rushes and grabs Naruto. He tries to place the Genjutsu on Obito, but the Sharingan that Obito has allows him to block the Genjutsu. But then Minotaur realizes the bomb on Naruto, so he jumps away and he saves both his son and Kushina. At that time, Obito used his abilities to pull the Ninetales out, same as he can, and he attacks the village. This is when Naruto, instead of placing Naruto in the house that he had in canon, actually Minotaur teleports Naruto to the Uchiha, the Uchiha compound. When he gets there, he rushes the blink of one eye to Fugaku's house, and that's where he sees Itachi and Sasuke. When he sees Itachi sees what's it called, Minotaur looks at Itachi quickly with the Sharingan, explains all the entire situation. Itachi grabs Naruto. So now Itachi's holding Naruto and Sasuke, and Minotaur drops the kunai and disappears immediately. And in doing so, he gets ready to fight the Ninetales. Now when he goes up to fight the Ninetales, he stands on top of the Hokage monument. He looks right at the Ninetales with his Sharingan and tries to place it under the Genjutsu, but the Ninetales immediately is not responding thanks to Obito already having a powerful Genjutsu locked on him. So the Ninetale goes to attack Minotaur. He instantly shoots a Biju bomb, to which Minotaur teleports it away using his fire and thunder god barrier. And so from there Minotaur immediately goes, alright then. He summons Gamabunta. Oh sorry, before he summons Gamabunta, what happens is battle with Obito begins. Obito rushes at Minotaur, and Minotaur still goes for the same battle. However, things become much more different with Minotaur having the Sharingan. As they battle, Obito has to give everything he's got to fight Minotaur, because Minotaur Sharingan gives him a much more even added boost to everything he does. And so Obito and Minotaur have a great battle to the point where Minotaur still puts the contract seal on him and smashes Rasengan into his gut. Into his back. So Obito still disappears, even more damaged than before. But this is where Minotaur is slightly more drained than he is in canon, because he's using the Sharingan in tandem with his flying Raijin and having a more lengthy battle with Obito. With doing so, the Ninetales is free of the what's it called? The contract, free of the Genjutsu. So what happens is Minotaur teleports immediately in with Gamabunta, and Gamabunta lands right on top of the Ninetales. As the Ninetales gets up, Minotaur lands on his head, looks straight at him with a Sharingan, and places the Ninetales under a Genjutsu. Briefly, but the Ninetales instantly breaks out and is about to shoot a Biju bomb. Gamabunta's actually a little bit worried. But Minato jumps down, he puts more effort into it, he opens his eyes and puts more chakra into his Sharingan. In doing so, Minato briefly activates his Mangekyo again, but this time the control over the Ninetales is much more easier. He instantly stops the Ninetales from attacking, the Ninetales powers down the Biju Bomb, and it becomes really submissive. Gamabunta smiles and goes, "Grateful for those eyes there, Minato. I was worried there that he was going to detonate that right by all of us." And everyone was shocked there. When everyone sees it, even Danzo's worried, like he's just really nervous about Minato. Because despite Minato being Uchiha, he takes the Namikaze name, Minato Namikaze. And so what happens is when they begin to seal the Ninetales still stuck in the Genjutsu, Kushina is taken to Naruto, and Minato goes to sealing the Ninetales within Kushina. And as he proceeds to, Kushina states she's not strong enough to pull the entire Ninetales in right now. She's actually too drained. And this is when Minato comes up with the idea of splitting the Ninetales. And Kushina states that, "What are you going to do?" He goes, "Half in Naruto, half in you." And Kushina thinks it's a really good idea. She thinks it's a really good idea. And so, as Minato proceeds to do the Genjutsu, what happens is the Ninetales breaks out of the Genjutsu immediately, and it goes to attack, but Kushina uses the chains to rip the Ninetales up. In doing so, everyone that was around are trapped outside the adamantine barrier. Fugaku and them are watching on, even the third Hokage, they're all watching on what's happening with the Ninetales. The Ninetales is being held by Kushina, but no one can get in. Minato's focusing, gathering his chakra, trying to perform the seal. Kushina states that now that she's using her adamantine chains, she doesn't have enough chakra to take the Ninetales in now. Half of the Ninetales now. So Minato, I think, is worried because if he uses the Genjutsu again, he may run out of chakra, and the Ninetales could possibly break out again and kill them all. Or Minato perform the Reaper Death Seal and seal the Ninetales and Naruto and the other half inside himself. Kushina tells Minato, "Do it!" Like she tells him to do it because, well, balance. And as everyone's watching, they all watch as Minato performs the Reaper Death Seal. Fugaku sees this and tells him, "No! Let me in, I can help!" As Fugaku and even the third Hokage, they're all watching on. Danzo's looking as walks away the moment he sees the Reaper Death Seal. The moment the Death Guard comes out and Minato does it, he immediately pulls out the Ninetales chakra within himself. And Minato proceeds to seal in Naruto, to which he breaks out of Kushina's chains. And Minato and Kushina both stop the Ninetales attack from hitting Naruto. And by this time, Minato is able to not only place the Ninetales within Naruto, but what he did was he put more chakra into Naruto, as much chakra as he can, but he placed the Genjutsu on Naruto as well. Even though Naruto's a little kid, he put it in the back of his mind, in the back of his psyche plane. Something special existing behind his head. Minato gives Naruto all his history, all his knowledge, his family, his wife, Kushina, everything. But he'll have to grow up and access it later on in the future. And so as Minato dies, when the Reaper Death Seal cuts off the soul of Minato, Minato was about to utter something, but he dies to Kushina. Kushina stands there. The barrier disappears. Everyone rushes in. Fugaku catches Minato. And the third Hokage rushes over to Kushina and they all talk. And this is when they find out, they're dead. They're pretty much going to die, and Naruto has the Ninetales within him. And so the question is about to be asked where Naruto is going to be going, but Fugaku immediately protests and states, "Naruto is an Uchiha. He is an Uzumaki, and he'll be known as Naruto Uzumaki. But for all intents and purposes, he is an Uchiha, an active clan in the village, a clan that will protect him. I will protect him." The third Hokage looks at the Fugaku, and, well, there's no really going around it. He's right. Naruto's only clan member in the village are the Uchiha clan. And so, without hesitating, with some of the village council, Danzo instantly protests, but he's instantly overruled. And so Fugaku gets care of Naruto, but this is where Danzo works his plan when he restructures the village. He goes, "Very well then, if that's the case, then this is how things are going to go. The Uchiha lose their ability to do alway missions and all that stuff, and they get relegated to the outside of the village." And so Fugaku gets angry at that, but they have a consolidation prize in a sense, his nephew. He will keep his nephew from them. as long as he can. And so Naruto goes and lives with Fugaku and Mikoto. Now, over the period of time, he'll grow up knowing, he will definitely know that him and Sasuke are different, and Itachi is different. But what's also known is the fact that Naruto is an Uchiha, and the Uchiha family, that the Uchiha don't look at Naruto as a little brat, but they see him as the son of the 4th Hokage. They're open about that. The village didn't want Naruto knowing upon him being the 4th Hokage's son. However, the Uchiha made it very clear, and they made Naruto feel proud of this. And knowing that, Naruto and Sasuke grew up close as rivals straight from the get-go. They both bonded for Mikoto's love, I guess, because that's Naruto's mum in a sense. Fugaku looked at Naruto and Sasuke as equals, like how Itachi is. And what happens is when both Naruto and Sasuke learned the Fireball Jutsu, Sasuke learned it faster than Naruto. But when Naruto learned it, he was able to do a big version. Then that was coming down to his Uzumaki DNA. So Naruto learns the Fireball Jutsu roughly around the same time as Sasuke does. And they're both Naruto and Sasuke are obsessed with Itachi, how cool he is, even Shisui. Naruto's nosy, he likes to know things, he likes to walk around, investigate. He's weird like that. And so as Sasuke and Naruto grow up and they get stronger, they get better. This is when the coup d'etat is going down. Well, the idea of the coup d'etat, where the Uchiha are going to make a coup against the village and take it over. All that stuff. And Fugaku's pleading with all those people, no, it's not the right time for this. Our time will come, but not now. But a lot of Uchiha are angry with this, and it splits up a lot of them. Now, the situation with Shisui goes the same. The situation with Shisui, where he gets attacked by Danzo, his Sharingan gets taken, and he gives his Sharingan to Itachi. That all goes down the exact same. And so, unfortunately, does the coup d'etat. Naruto and Sasuke weren't in the village at that time, or in the compound at the time. They were actually in the village. But Itachi gets tasked with killing the Uchiha. So he makes a deal to spare Naruto and Sasuke. And not only that, but he employs the actions of Madara to help destroy the Uchiha. And so, quickly they take out the Uchiha all around the compound. And what happens is, at this time, Naruto and Sasuke enter the compound and they're talking like normal until they notice everything's strange and dark. Sasuke looking rattled a little bit, and so is Naruto. And as they walk up, they instantly see it. They see dead bodies everywhere. And as Sasuke rushes in, and they both rush to their house. This is where they see Itachi, their parents. And this is where Itachi gets them, pretty much scares them in a sense. Sasuke and Naruto are both broken, at what they see. And as they rush out, Naruto and Sasuke see Itachi, and Itachi places them both under a powerful genjutsu, both of them. And he tells them both, if you guys want revenge, get stronger, then come to me when you have these eyes, the Mangekyo. Now both Naruto and Sasuke, they reacted differently to this. Sasuke has this unwavering hatred towards Itachi, where he needs to end him right now, he needs to get him right now. But Naruto, on the other hand, it's different in his mind. Yes, Naruto wants to get to Itachi and wants to fight him and best him. However, Naruto wants to understand why Itachi did so. Now, Naruto is much more smarter than he is in canon. He ponders a lot upon a lot of things because his big brother is Itachi. So he takes in a lot of situations, even more better. And knowing how his big brother works, Naruto would think, why will Itachi do this? Why will my big brother do this? And so Naruto will forever have it differently. Now, as for the moving out of the Uchiha compound, both Naruto and Sasuke share a house, pretty much a similar house that Sasuke has, and they live together as brothers, and both of them, even though they're both very angry and upset, they keep it to themselves. They make a promise to each other that they are going to train and get strong enough to beat Itachi, but both of them have different goals, and they keep them to themselves. Sasuke doesn't want to tell Naruto that he's going to kill Itachi, and Naruto doesn't want to tell Sasuke that he wants questions from Itachi. But they both agree to they're going to help each other get stronger, to utilize their powers to a much more effective way. And so when it comes to the academy, Naruto, he's slightly smarter in the written work, but he's a genius when it comes to the physical stuff like jutsu, ninjutsu, and not only that, taijutsu as well. So with Sasuke, they're both proficient, and they both one up on each other all the time. But because Naruto has so much more chakra, he can shoot more fireball jutsus than Sasuke. And so yeah, and so when they enter the academy, both Naruto and Sasuke have access to the Sharingan, thanks to what had happened to them, and they have been training a lot. And so when they're placed in their groups, it's still Naruto, Sasuke, and unfortunately Sakura. And so as they're put in the team, of course they're going to be placed in Kakashi's team, because one, Kakashi has the Sharingan, two, he can help Naruto and Sasuke with the Sharingan, and three, Minato was Naruto's was Kakashi's sensei, so works in that way. And so as Kakashi sees his students, he of course announces who he is. He takes them up to the top of the building, and that's when he hears these stories. Now this is going to be the first time Naruto hears Sasuke's true plan. Sasuke states that he wants to get strong enough to kill somebody. The moment Naruto hears this, he goes, "Kill somebody? You don't mean?" He goes, "Yes, Naruto, I do mean." Naruto goes, "Well, I have a similar goal, but I don't want to do that." And Sasuke goes, "Why?" And he goes, "I want answers. Of course I want to become Hokage like my dad was. However, I want answers too, Sasuke. Don't you forget that, eh?" And Sasuke looks at Naruto. Kakashi gets that Naruto wants to become Hokage, and he has a similar goal to Sasuke, but he has questions instead of the evil malice that he wants to portray like Sasuke does. So as Kakashi goes, Sakura has the same goal. She does, it's the same. But what goes down is Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura get told to meet the next day at the training area towards they do, not to eat. And so they do. And Naruto and Sasuke talk their night upon what Sasuke stated, but Sasuke goes, "This is my goal, okay? I realize we both have different goals, but we're still brothers. And so when the time comes, I'll trust that either will either get their way or nothing at all." Sasuke and Naruto look at each other. They both agree, and they head to sleep. And the next day they head out to where Kakashi's going to meet them at the training area, and as they regroup and Kakashi appears, this is where we're going to leave this one off, guys. I hope you guys like this. Please like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, okay guys? But yeah, I hope you guys like this, and I hope stay tuned for part 2, okay guys? But as usual guys, this is Dr. Kahu saying peace.